Yeah, hello guys. We'll teach today introduction of Spring Boot, and we'll go. Okay, we'll see the difference between Spring and Spring Boot. Okay, okay. Yeah. So basically, Spring is the point one. So we'll write 1 point for Spring and 1 point for Spring Boot. Okay.
Okay.
Spring is open source. Open source. Lightweight framework. Spring is open source lightweight framework used to develop enterprise applications. Develop enterprise applications. Is that clear?
Enterprise applications in the sense?
Enterprise applications in sense which we are using day to day.
Hmm.
See, there are different types of applications: standby applications and enterprise applications. Standby applications means a calculator, paint. Even if they are not related to, for one application, only one guy will interact, right? My calculator, sorry, not standby, standalone.
Standalone, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
standalone means, only suppose if there is a calculator in local, only I used to do, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, but if there is enterprise application, if you take Amazon.com or ClickBus.com, okay, or any Flipkart, okay, every people will log into the same application, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So every people will log into the same application, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's the enterprise application. So basically, Spring Boot it is used to develop these type of enterprise application. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the point one of Spring. Okay. Let us see the same point with Spring Boot. Okay. Okay. So Spring Boot is built on top of the Spring framework. You got it right?
Yes.
Top of the Spring framework. Okay. Widely used to develop REST APIs. Even it is also used to develop enterprise application, but they are used to develop REST APIs. Okay. They were widely used to develop REST APIs. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Gnanka. The recording in progress. So yeah. So I just started 5 minutes back. I'm writing what the introduction of Spring Boot. So the point one is Spring framework is open source and lightweight framework used to develop enterprise applications. Okay. And Spring Boot is built on top of the Spring framework. Okay.
Okay.
And widely you should develop REST APIs. So what do you mean by REST API?
REST APIs.
Yeah, no issue. I don't expect to tell also. Okay, no issue. See, basically, API means, that's an endpoint. Okay. On a high level, see, again, I'll teach in detail what REST API is, what are the methods, everything. See, it is something, okay, to interact, to get the data from the server. Okay, some API means, okay.
Okay.
See, suppose there is a backend application, right? Suppose let us take some backend application. Okay, just a minute. Open the paint. Suppose there is a server here, okay. Suppose let us assume this is a server, right? Someone
Okay.
is server, okay. And this is the front end, obviously. Server in the sense the back end, right?
Hmm.
So if you click on front end, suppose from Amazon.com, like create a if you order something, right?
Hmm.
If you order something from the front end, there is a REST API which will communicate with the backend server. You got it right?
Okay.
You order something, or anything. If you perform some activity in the front end, there will be some REST API to perform that activity in the server. Okay. So you can say the API or REST API will act like an intermediator between the front end and the server, right?
Okay.
Sorry, REST API will act like a bridge, right?
Yes, it acts like a bridge between the like server and the user.
But have you ever got it out? Because in our course, or the guy who is learning Spring Boot and microservices, they won't develop any front-end screen, right? So instead of front-end,
Yes,
what they will
mm,
use? That's my question.
Right.
You already aware of that, I feel, definitely. As a software engineer, you already come across that thing. My question is very clear. Okay, I only develop only server-side code, right?
Right.
By using Spring Boot
Mm,
or Java microservices, right? But I
mm.
don't create any front-end screen. Then how come I make an order, make an make changes in the server-side code? Any idea? Yes, any idea? There are some third-party tools like Postman, right?
Okay, got it. Yeah.
So this Postman will perform the role of a front end.
Mm.
Got it right? Party tools. I think any software engineer will come across, right? Either testing or any guy will come across the Postman, right?
Yes, yes.
Right? Postman. And what else? Sumant, any where you can idea on here?
SOAP UA.
Ah, Soap UI, Swagger. Even Soap UI, I never come across, but again, Swagger.
So this is a third part. Like
Yeah,
here we can.
instead of front end, we use this third party tools to test the server code. Okay.
Yes. Mm.
And we'll go for next point. Again, Spring. Okay. See, one point with Spring Boot and one point with Spring. Okay. See, in this way, we'll cover the introduction of the Spring Boot as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the second point for Spring. Okay. Spring. The most important feature is the most important feature of the Spring framework is dependency injection. Guys, any idea what is dependency injection? Guys, any idea?
Maybe like we have to inject the dependent like
Yeah. Even when the time comes, I'll tell again. But yeah. చెప్పండి. I'll tell you, don't worry, okay? I don't expect to tell also because you guys are very new to the Spring Boot. I can understand. Basically, whenever in core Java, whenever how you'll create an object for student?
student is not equal to
OBJ equal to new student, right?
new student. Yeah.
But in a Spring or Spring Boot, we don't create a object in this way, okay? If you
Yeah.
create object in this way, okay, even though it is right, they won't accept also. Your reviewer or process manager, they won't accept also, okay? You need to create an object with the help of dependency injection. Okay. This is the way అన్నట్టు. Okay. Right. Right. We'll see. I'll tell you what is the dependency injection. What is that? Okay. Right. Someone.
Okay.
So basically, there is something called IOC container. What is that? Inversion control. IOC. Okay. So basically, there are classes with particular annotations. Okay, this is a high level of the dependency injection. I'll tell again when the code level comes. Okay. Hello.
Yes, yes, yeah.
So IOC container means it's a something like a container. Container means something like a box, right?
Yes.
So basically, we have some annotations on. If you go in depth after some few classes, okay, we'll have some annotations like at the rate REST controller, okay, at the rate service on the class level, okay. These annotations over the class level, okay. Class level means on the top of the class, okay. At the rate repository, right? At the rate component, right? Itla. So whosoever, okay, whomever the classes have these annotations, okay, Spring Framework will create an object or bean in IOC container. You got it? Spring Framework internally, Spring Framework internally create object or bean. They won't create object in Spring Boot. They'll create call it as a bean. Okay. Object
Okay.
or bean in the IOC container. Okay. So after that, suppose what we call suppose there is a class. Suppose there is a class called customer service. Okay. See, why I'm telling service is very important. Let us take the customer service. If you want to create object for customer service, okay, we won't create by using new keyword, right? We just have an annotation of auto while. What is that? Auto while on top of customer service. So Spring Framework will see, okay, is there any type of bean available in the IOC container or not? You got it right? If it is available, it will directly assign the bean of customer service to this customer service. Is that fine, Sumant? So internally we are creating, indirectly we are creating an object. Okay. Sumant, is that clear? Hello? Sumant? Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Sumant?
But
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're not able to understand what you're saying. That I was good.
Yeah. So one minute. I'll repeat. Don't worry. Sumant, yeah, am I audible, Sumant?
Yes, Sunil. Yeah.
Hello?
Are you able to
Yeah,
follow? Are you able to follow?
Yeah. Till first point is clear. Like the second.
Yeah. Don't worry. This is some high level.
Yeah.
This is some high level. Okay. Just
Yeah.
try to understand that there are
Some-
objects. See, there are student object, customer object. Okay. Some, Spring Framework will create objects in IOC container internally. Okay. Like customer, student. Okay. Is that fine?
Yes, got it.
Customer, student, and controller. Some for some classes, Spring Framework will create internally objects, by default. Alright? We don't create objects. Spring Framework will create objects and place in IOC container. Okay. So whenever Spring Framework finds some annotation like auto while, okay, then that Spring Framework itself responsible to assign the object to the bean to CS. Is that fine?
Yes.
Yeah, is that fine? Hello?
Yeah.
See, what I'm trying to say, Spring Framework internally creates objects of the classes and place in the IOC container. The IOC container is nothing but some box. Let us assume the IOC container is nothing but a box, right? Okay. So we'll just, Spring Framework will store all the objects or beans in the IOC container. Whenever it finds an annotation called auto while, it just directly assigns that object or bean to the CS. So indirect it is also an object. And again, I will tell once the code level comes. Okay. Don't worry, okay? Text. And yeah, and the most important feature of Spring Boot is auto configuration. Sumant, this is very important. So, Sumant, can you guess what is auto configuration?
Means the configuration will be done by itself, like.
Yeah. So basically, suppose if you want to integrate Hibernate in the Spring Boot, okay, just add POM dependency. That's it. Okay. There is no need to download anything. There is no need to do some configuration manually. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And if you want to use messaging queues like Kafka or RabbitMQ, okay, just add POM dependency again for that also. Okay. There is no need to download or there is no need to set up any configuration externally. Okay. Right. So this is nothing but auto configuration. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The next point is hmm. To run the Spring application, we need to attach Tomcat server internally. To run the we need to attach Tomcat server internally. Tomcat or Jetty. Okay. See guys, till core Java, there is no need of any external servers to run our application, right? But from Spring Core, Spring Boot, or anything, okay, you need some servers to run your code, okay? Because these are enterprise level applications, okay?
Okay.
We saw to run the Spring application, sorry, to run Spring application, sorry, to run Spring application, not Spring Boot, okay? We need to attach Tomcat or Jetty internally, okay? Okay. We need to do access, sorry, to Tomcat Jetty access, Jetty explicitly we need to attach that, right? But the Spring Boot, it will automatically take, okay? So internally, there is no need to attach explicitly. Okay, internally, Spring Boot contains Tomcat server. Okay, no need to worry. Okay. Internal Tomcat server already attached. Okay. Yeah. Next. So far is it clear?
Yes, Sumit, clear.
Yeah. Again, to create a Spring Boot application, developers need to write lot of boilerplate code. Okay. Spring application. Need to write lot of boilerplate code. Okay. Sumant, this is not something theory. Okay. Most of the interviews you will get. They will ask the difference between Spring and Spring Boot. Okay. Most of the interviews. Okay.
Okay.
So this is very important. Okay. To create a Spring application, developers need to write lot of boilerplate code. What do you mean by boilerplate code, Sumant?
Boilerplate code in the sense like we have to everything we have to write.
Exactly. So the most common code we need to keep on writing, right? So that's a good,
Writing.
yeah, that's
Repetitively.
yeah. So that's not a good practice, right? It will waste, it will unnecessarily waste developer's time, right?
Yes, yes.
So, but Spring Boot, it reduces the lines of code. Okay, Spring Boot will greatly reduce the lines of code. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like that. Okay. Okay. Next point, Spring. To run the Spring application, there is something called deployment descriptor is required. Okay, to run the Spring application, there is something called what's the deployment descriptor? I'll tell you guys, don't worry. See, basically, if you aware of the Spring, you come to know, but there is, you just you keep remember this point. Okay, deployment descriptor is required. Okay, while creating the project Spring Boot, it will ask you need deployment descriptor. Okay, then you need to click on that. Okay, if you click on that, it will just attach that. Okay, in Spring Boot, there is no need of any deployment descriptor. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now the important points, Sumant. Sumant, guys, are you following, guys? I told one, two, three, four, five, six differences. Guys, are you able to follow?
Yes, Sumant.
Yeah, we are able to follow.
Thank you. Next, Spring. Okay. Does not provide support for in-memory database. See, suppose uh, in some company they have given me task. Okay, they just asked me to create some bank application. Right. In that I need to create a withdraw deposit. Right. So in that I need to create some some database. Okay. Right. Suppose to create a small applications. Okay, configuring MySQL or Postgres. Okay, attaching to Spring Boot. That is very difficult, right? Not difficult, but it is some time taking, right? Suman, hello. Yeah,
Yes, Sumant. Yeah.
so what I'm trying to say, if you want to configure any database, it will take some time consuming and you need to check in the database every time whether the record is persisted, whether the record is updated. Like that, you need to check, right? But whereas Spring Boot, it automatically gave in-memory database. Okay. So Spring does not provide any support for in-memory database. In-memory database, right? But Spring Boot provides support for in-memory database. Like that. Okay.
Okay.
Just a minute. Okay. So guys, these are some standard differences between Spring and Spring Boot. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, so I want to compare. What is that? I want to tell something about garbage collector. Okay. Now, guys, before Java, we have some olden some language tests. There are okay. What is that? IBEX, IBEX. కొన్ని I don't want to. I'm not able to get the names. Sumit, can you tell some names of before Java? Just a minute. I'll get them. basically Java has the intelligent garbage collector, guys. Okay. Basically, because of this, see, basically before Java there are some technologies. Okay, if you create some technology, EJB exactly. Yeah, I just want to mention something of EJB. Yeah, this is EJB. Okay, this is also some Java flavor only. Okay, enterprise Java beans. Okay, so before Spring, Sumant, hello.
Yes, sir.
So before Spring, we have something called EJB. Okay, so basically this EJB has a poor garbage collector. Okay, what is it? Poor garbage collector. Suppose let me compare something with your home, right? Suppose so every day you used to sweep, right? Your home. Every day you used to clean your home, right? Suman? Like papers, right? Dust particles. You
Yes.
want to clean, right? Suppose
Yeah.
let us take you are not cleaning. Suppose you are cleaning 50% only daily. So over the time your home is filled with the dust, right? Suppose today there are 100 dust particles. Okay, out of 100 you have cleaned only 50. Remaining 50 are still in the home, and again next day again 100 will come. So out of 150, you clean only 25. Okay, again next day how many will come? So 175 will come, right? So in this way the garbage keeps on piling up. Okay, right? So because of the poor garbage collection, this happens. Okay, with EJB. Okay. Happens. Okay, now. But whereas a Spring or Spring Boot, it has intelligent garbage collector. Okay. So because of this reason, over the time, your application becomes very slow. Over the time, your application becomes very slow, right? So because of to avoid this one, Spring and Spring Framework came up with the intelligent garbage collector. Okay, Java garbage collector. Okay. Okay, now because of this, will because of this reason, we'll get great what we call efficiency. Okay, because of this, we'll get great performance. Okay, okay. Yes, this is some introduction of today's Spring Boot, and tomorrow we'll discuss some more introduction of Spring Boot.